Today on After Movies, we're reviewing probably one of the most real movies that we've seen in a long time. I mean, we came out of this movie and holy shit,
We can speak for like 5 minutes.
it was real.
Good stuff,
So
man, yeah.
we'll get to the review of Detroit. So Detroit is a historical movie, and it's actual real life events that happened back in the Detroit riots and
1960s, yeah.
1960s. I mean, it's not that far away. It's real close history that happened. I mean, people who lived that still is alive. So that hits close. That's real close to home, and the story itself it's tense. It's a racially tense movie, and it's real hard to put words, man.
It's
like
hard to review this
once
film.
you got out of the theater, I was absolutely just stunned. I was even watching the movie. It was such a gripping movie. I was just standing there like, I can't believe this is happening. Like,
I mean, yeah, you lose faith in humanity and faith. I'm like, this is why I root for apes, you know? Like, it's so tough.
The whole justice system is like, why is it even? You tend to question the whole system.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I'm glad I didn't live in 60s in America.
There was a line that says it's 1967, bro. Get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, we say it today, like it's 2017.
I mean, this
get
stuff
real.
still happening.
It's still
that's
happening.
why it's so relevant. But I mean, not to this level maybe, but still, it's that whole concept of it. It's still happening. It's out there. It's a controversial issue, and everyone talks about it in the media. So this film, it focuses.
It brings it down. I mean, this is such a big event that happened in the history, but it focuses in a very small segment of that historical event. The scene that took place at the Algiers Motel.
Well, yeah, this is not really about the Detroit riots.
Yeah,
that's a background, but there's something happens in the motel. And that's what leads into it. It's more of like a kind of a self-contained movie for a huge period of time.
Exactly.
And I mean, I don't know how to praise this film. I don't know how to talk about it.
Let's break it down.
I can give you a bunch of adjectives like horrific, and it's rough.
It's gripping.
It's gripping, uncomfortable, tense,
and very racially.
It's hard to watch.
I mean, it's hard to watch. It's really. I mean, this is what Catherine Bigelow, the director of this movie, is good at. It's what she tackles these very tense things. I mean, we saw her directing Hurt Locker. We saw her directing Zero Dark 30. I mean, these are both. I mean, very controversial issues.
Plus the real life situations too. There's people living a real. I mean, that's what she's good at, bringing out this performance that's so raw and real.
And you could see her style in the movie too, like the real up close, shaky cam. I mean, it's really personal. It's almost as if you're really there. That she puts you into the element. She puts you into the picture, and you're living it.
It fits perfectly. It's not like some shitty action movie.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, you'll still get all the action sequences, everything that you get with the handheld camera, but she directs it masterfully.
And in this particular movie, we get to see cuts from historical footage to cameras. I mean, modern footage made to look like historical footage and actual clean footage too. So it cuts.
She does it very gracefully too.
And even the intro, we start from a very urban animation that tells the story that it's the preface.
At first, it kind of threw me out. I'm like, what is this? But I knew what the subject matter, so I was ready for it. But at the same time, it was an odd choice, but it worked, and I was interested.
It slid you into the thing. It was like a small pill. It was the appetizer, and it set the tone for it. You know that it's a colorful movie. It's talking about these racial subjects, and right off the bat, it set the tone for it. And I mean, one of the biggest things was the cast of this movie. We get a freaking amazing cast. You get John Boyega, a British cast member playing a Detroit civilian. And
you get Will Poulter, one of the best performers of the year.
I hated it every time.
Despicable. I don't even know. I just wanted to freaking punch him.
It's his look, man. He just looks like he just wants to get punched in the face every time he sees the freaking.
He's so freaking good. He deserves a nomination, if not a win. He was so good. Goodness. And then Jack Rayner, another great actor from Freebird.
We got Mackie in there.
You got Anthony Mackie.
We got Gilly freaking what's her name? Crasher from Game of Thrones. The wildling from north of the wall coming down to Detroit.
The girl from Justified's in it.
Yes,
and
indeed.
You get Jim from Office.
and a newcomer is he a newcomer? But Algie Smith, which on the trailer I thought it was that Will Smith? I mean, the dude's looking kind of like Will Smith from Happiness, and the dude can sing. And there's an actual original soundtrack called I think one of the last few songs was an original soundtrack.
I mean, it really gives you the feeling of Detroit in 1967. That
Motor
really,
City, Motown. That's where the music, the soul of this country is coming from. I mean, it's the migration. I mean, the beginning of the movie sets the pace for it. Like, people are migrating in, and another group of people are migrating out. So that sets off the tension. But I feel like there wasn't a single performance that you could single out in this movie. Personally, it was more of an ensemble. Like, it's a whole group effort, and they all pitched in.
If I have to, I'll give Will Poulter the highlight because
he was
brutal. I just want to slap him in the face right now.
Yeah, and
right now I just want to fucking kill him.
I just every time I see him, it just aggravates me.
He's so good.
So in a way, he did his job to perfection, and as far as the other cast members, John Boyega, I couldn't pick up his accent at all. He did a great job.
I mean, most of the actors, like you said, the British or
Australian,
somewhere in Europe,
Irish or something.
Australian, and zero accent. I didn't hear anything from that. Yeah. It was so good. The performance was so amazing. So for the whole ensemble cast, Mal Hattai 7 out of 7 for
7 out of 7.
Performance outstanding. And directing too, Catherine Bigelow took it to the next level. I mean, she is a master of this craft. And
she knows this tense. She loves to tackle this militaristic stuff. I mean, her history, her repertoire speaks for itself.
Plus, what I loved about it wasn't just the tension. It wasn't just the racism part. It was the aftermath, how it affects people, how it affects to this day. Like, why some black people are so
it explains. I mean, we
why hate exists, why everything exists. Like, everything's in this film, and it explains it. Like, the beginning, it kind of gives you the both sides too. It's not like, just police brutality is the bad, but it gives you both sides. Why is it happening? What actually initiated everything?
And in the movie, I feel like the movie did a good job in showing that there are actual good people in the police force and in the community as well. So because it's not much of the movie is that. Pretty much majority of the movie is police brutality, racial tension, and then there's a little bit of sprinkled hope in there.
Dude, when I was watching that one motel scene, I felt like I was there. And I mean, it
could have happened to us.
We are maybe few shades lighter, maybe darker. But these could happen to us. Even today, sometimes I was like, man, if this happened, what would I do? Would I act like Anthony Mackie? Would I act like John Boyega?
The cast had a very good spectrum of what would happen if you were to do this kind of thing, or if you were to just stay put.
To be honest, these people are helpless. They can't really do anything. They can express their opinion. Like, I don't know what would I have done.
It's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
It really question society. So I mean, this is a very powerful film. If I can give you one thing about this film, one word, it's powerful.
Yep, definitely. And I feel like this is going to be a hit in the award season when it comes out. It's going to come up, definitely.
It's very heavy-handed. There's no subtlety there. Like, everything's hitting you over the head, but this film needed that. I mean, it went for it. Mm-hmm. No sugarcoating there.
Nothing. It's absolutely...
It's just like, hey, this is raw, and this is what you get.
And the way it was filmed translated that emotion as well. There was no soundtrack. I mean, there was a soundtrack, but it was very Motown-y. You could see that there was nothing actiony about it. It was absolutely trying to get you into that time period and all that. And it's real. I mean, you get to see. I mean, it's America. End of the day, this is the greatest nation in the world, and this is what it had been through. And even now, today, we're going through similar stuff. And
I'm just glad we're all like that. To be honest, this film kept going and going. If
it was any other film, I'd be like, I'm done. But this one just kept you gripped.
I wanted
just like this review.
I was very uncomfortable, but I was still admiring the film, the craft, everything that went into it. But at the same time, I'm so uncomfortable watching this. So can we just end this and go right now? I just want to hug and just shower and
much respect for everyone who was involved in this movie, and actually people who went through this stuff and is currently going through. So I don't know. I feel like there's no better score to give this than a 7 out of 7 from my end. I don't know about you. What?
Well, like I said,
filmically,
I don't know if I can recommend this film to anyone because it's hard to watch. Yeah. It's not easy to watch.
It's not a,
but
it's Netflix
again,
and chill.
Again, it's a must watch too if you really want to have this slice of history that happened in 1960s during Detroit. Definitely. Like, you have to watch this, but at the same time, I felt so uncomfortable watching it. So I don't know if I can recommend this.
But it's like a history book. It's like school. You know, you don't want to be there, but it's something that you should know if you want to go.
Plus, we know this happened. Yeah. It's not like it's something new that we know about. But
the case
just watching it and just like living through it with these amazing actors was the experience that no other. And I'm really like, it's really impacted me as a person, and it was like, I was like, wow. I mean, fuck, I just want to like crawl up and cry kind of thing. It's so tough to watch.
It was real,
this.
And I could hear the emotions from the audience as well. Like, it was like people were really like it hit people in the heads. Like, oh my god, like you could audibly hear the reaction of
before the movie, people were like
laughing. They were. I don't think they knew what they were getting into right off the bat.
As the movie started, like everyone's like super silent.
Got them right off the bat.
Oh my god. I mean, you have to give props to Catherine Bigelow and the writer too. I mean, they work together. Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30 on this film,
and the style shows. It's very consistent style throughout those movies, and the cast deserves all the praise that's possible.
Detroit gets 7 out of 7 from me too.
7 from both of us, and that is our review for Detroit. I think we rambled on again. That's what we do at After.
I mean, this film
it deserves a ramble,
this film deserves the conversation.
Indeed,
that's what it is. It's just so powerful. It's so well done. It's cinema. It's definitely cinema. It is not a piece of art. It's just a raw piece of cinema.
And it's one of those stories that never got out. You learn about the riots,
Martin Luther King's, Malcolm X's,
the Detroit riots, but this is a very crucial case, the case about the Algiers scene, and now it's finally out there. People are going to be known about this and talking about this for the days to come. So
plus this one has like tons of actors that we forgot, like Jason Mitchell from Eazy-E, from Straight Outta Compton. Like, there's tons of performances here, like so amazing. We really have to give them like props, huge props to performance.
So that is our review. Catch us on our other reviews. We got reviews coming up, past reviews for some of the greatest movies that came out this year. So that's the end of After Movies. We'll catch you on our next review. After Movies out.
Man, I need a shower.